Hi everyone, I'm Trevor Mallen here, and this is the Shawk23 podcast by creatives for creatives.
Hi, I'm Shawk23, and this is the Shawk23 podcast. This is the podcast by creatives for creatives, where I talk with other people in the creative and the media spaces, and we share our knowledge and our experience. My guest for today is none other than someone who has worked his way up from the sidelines, capturing the beautiful sport of rugby league. He started off as a hobbyist and now has landed himself one of his dream clients. He's from Native Naka Visuals. It's none other than Trevor Mallen. Hey Trevor, welcome to the show.
Um, Thank you. Thank you for having me on the show, Chan.
Yeah, this is a long time coming. I needed to have you on this show. We have a lot to talk about.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, feel free to open up, relax. Yeah, but this is good.
Sorry,
Anyway,
I'm just really nervous, that's all.
nah, no worries. We'll just go with the flow. Anyway, before we go into our discussion, here is a word from our sponsor. The Shawk23 podcast is proudly sponsored by Smart Hills Corporate Solutions. Smart Hills Corporate Solutions provide IT solutions for corporate businesses and creatives like myself. They provide a wide range of products and services and are certified resellers of software such as Microsoft Office, Adobe Creative Cloud, Wondershare, and more. To find out more, please visit their website on www.smarthills.com.pg. Now back to the show. And we're back. So for those people who don't know you, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone. So my name is Trevor Mallen. As Chan mentioned, I'm from Native Naka Visuals, which is the name of my business. Well, not just mine, but me and my co-owner or partner. Um, so basically, we do sports media. That's our area of focus, but that's which we're trying to streamline into. But we do different media since we started. Um, I'm from Western Province as well. Yeah. I mean, what else do I do I say about myself?
So you guys do mainly photography and videography, or just photography
Uh,
mainly?
Mainly photography and graphic
Okay.
design.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Videography, a bit of videography, but not much of it. We're trying to get into that as well. Still trying to find someone to do video for us full time.
Mm. So for those of you who don't know, it's good to have you on the show because it's you have some exciting news that I think a lot of people are not familiar with. For anyone who doesn't know, Trevor is basically the person who captures all the photos of every game, every home game for who's been doing it for like the Dabaris team, yes, the
Yes,
Central
the
Dabaris
Central
and
Dabaris.
Digital Cup, and then
Home and
now
away.
home and away,
Yeah, yeah.
and also you've done, and now you're going to be doing the same thing for the SP Hunters and the PNG Kumuls as well. The Orchids too.
Yes,
Yeah.
Orchid as well. So we started doing for the SP Hunters this year. I mean, 2023. All the home games. We got engaged this year to do that. That was a huge milestone for us, like an achievement. And just recently, we started doing coverage for the PNG Kumuls and PNG Orchids as well, which is the female national rugby team. Yeah.
How has that been like?
Uh, just unreal. Yeah. When we started, actually shooting, it didn't really, the feeling didn't really settle in yet. That we're actually doing what we've been working towards. We actually achieved one of our goals, like our biggest goal. Especially if you're like in rugby league in PNG, like Hunters, Kumuls, Orchids, like that's the top. It doesn't get any higher than that. These are the national teams of the country, like in terms of rugby league. And well, rugby league is our national sport, so that's like the top of it all for us. Yeah, but I have to like sometimes just sit back and then just think about it and like, okay, we actually got there. Like it's actually real. It happened. So Yeah.
Yeah, as someone who's been following your social media posts, I think it clicked for me when you posted your car park pass for the
Yeah.
hunters, and then like the caption was like, "We've been working so hard for this." How long did it take you to land like the hunters and the Kumuls as your clients?
So we started the whole sports photography journey in 2019 with the Central Dabaris. So it's been, yeah, how many years since 2019?
Like four, three,
Yeah.
four.
Yeah. So that long.
Wow. How did you start with the Central Dabaris?
Um, it's a bit funny because I didn't, approach them officially or through any sort of email or like that. I was watching, just following teams on Facebook, the latest developments in rugby and all that. Especially with Digital Cup and trying to see which team like I could work my way into and try to get a full like a long term contract with them. Um, Backstory: I started with I tried to get my way into a different team before the Central Dabaris. It was a team that my older brother, cousin brother, was playing for, and I just wanted to go and like take pictures of him. And also, that team was from a province that I was from. But I for them like I actually like I reached out to them and they didn't respond. So I was like, okay, forget that first choice. Let me look at other options. And then the Central Dabaris was they were bidding to join the Digital Cup, and then they actually won the bid, and then they were going to have a team the following year in 2019. So 2018 they had the trials at Bava Park, and I was like, I'm just gonna go turn up and take pictures and post and then hope it catches their attention and then they reach out to me or something. So that's what I did. I just got my camera, went to Baba Park, took pictures of the trial matches, posted it on my page, and then they saw it. Like it caught their attention. They reached out to me to buy some of the images. And then I told them they were trying to buy like a couple of the images. Like I said, I can just give you the whole bunch for like this amount. Like it was a really reasonable amount. And so yeah, that's how conversation started, and yeah, things got on from there, moved on from there.
So you've basically been with the team since they started.
Yeah, yep, yep.
It's really good to grow with like a client and to grow with people and for you to be there at the early age. Is sports photography something that you've always wanted to do?
No, sports photography wasn't something that I wanted to do. Like as I mentioned, I just wanted to take. I took up sports photography because I wanted to take pictures of my older brother playing in Digital Cup. I just wanted to take pictures of him. But then the interest grew on from there. After like when I started actually clicking the shutters and seeing the pictures, I was like, whoa, this is good. Like they actually freeze the action, and then there's something that you don't get to see when you're watching the game because everything's just going so fast. But when you can actually take a picture and freeze that moment, it's just something special. So from then on, like I just fell in love with it. I was like, okay, I need to pursue this because this is really interesting.
Yeah, especially since because you get it from angles like just directly from the sideline.
Yeah.
So those are not the angles that you see on TV. When you're watching on TV, the cameras are set up in specific places that
Yeah.
capture the action.
Yeah.
But for you to be in the actual in zone and to get all of the action and capture those really nice shots, yeah, it's such a privilege to be around that. Have you always been into photography? How did you get into photography?
I got into photography back in 2014. That was when I was doing my first year at TBTI, Don Bosco Technological Institute. I didn't own a camera. My friend owned a camera, and but he wasn't that into taking pictures. I mean, so was I, but I said I volunteered to be the group photographer. So I told him, bro, let me take pictures. Let me try out your camera. It was those digital cameras. It didn't have this interchangeable lenses.
Not the DSLRs,
Not the
that's the normal
DSLR,
digital.
digital zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. There's 20 times, 10 times zoom cameras there. So I just started taking pictures, and what got me hooked on it was seeing the reaction of my friends and whoever like I took pictures of. And then when I showed them the pictures, like they'd be so happy and like, oh, this is so cool. I like this picture. Send me this picture. Like it was just that reaction. Like it's sort of similar to like when you give something to someone, like when you give them a gift, and then that joy you get out of like seeing them happy receiving that gift. It was the same with like the pictures that I took, just seeing the reaction of my friends and whoever else I took pictures of. Like that reaction, it was fulfilling for me. So that's what got me started on this journey, I guess.
Wow. That sounds cool. I think that's how everybody starts with photography. I think they just start with just being the person who likes to take photos in the group and then growing themselves into something bigger. When did you decide to pursue it as a business?
I'd say back in 2017. 2017, that was when I bought my first camera. I didn't really like pursue it as a business. It was more like just something to make some extra bucks on the side, just to have that buffer, you know. Especially living in Mosby, it's really expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the economy is really bad
yeah,
nowadays.
really bad. Cost of living is skyrocketing. So yeah,
That's a topic for another podcast. You
sorry,
good?
let's not get into that. But yeah, so basically, I started in 2017 just to make some bucks on the side. Um, Actually, I didn't really have that thought myself to get paid doing it. I just took photos until I think it was one of my colleagues from work. Um, she had her daughter's birthday, and she asked me to go take some pictures, and she asked me how much would I charge, and I was like, I've never charged anyone, so I don't know how much I'll charge you. And then she said, okay, I'll pay you this. And then I said, okay, cool. Like
Chance coins.
that was like chance coins, And I only had one camera, one lens, so it wasn't a big, fuss for me to like try to charge because I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Like, and like at that time, I was like, oh, that's good money. Yeah. So that's how I started.
And then you just grew it. And then your business is a partnership, yes? The Native Naka's visuals.
Yes, that's correct.
How did that partnership start?
So it started with the Essential Dabaris. So when as I had a friend, so we both went to school together at Don Bosco. So he's good with graphics. He does most of not most but all the graphics for our company, our business. At first we weren't a partnership when we started. I mean, we weren't officially like business partners. We're just friends. So what happened was I'd send work to him. Like if I had any graphics work that I needed to do, like clients, I just tell him, hey bro, I have a client for you, and like that's you now. That's your client. And so we started with the Central Dabaris. Like when I got on board with them, I told them that hey, I have a friend that does graphics as well, so he could help with some of the lineups, the scorecards, match promotions, and they were like, yeah, sure, get him on board as well. So that's how I got Lincoln on board. And then when as the business started to evolve a bit, now I told him we've been doing this for a while, so why don't we make it official? Let's register a business together and be business partners. So yeah, that's how that started.
Nice. So you guys have a really good working like relationship together.
Yes,
it's nice. It's always good to. So you guys are focusing more on photography and graphic design services. Did you have to learn? Where did you have to learn like photography to better your skills? What are some of the things that you did to improve yourself?
I think probably what everyone else is doing.
It's just the YouTube, the University of YouTube.
University of YouTube. Just to finding creators on YouTube that are putting out or doing photography that's in line with what you're interested or passionate about. Yeah, that helps a lot.
So that means you were just studying people who were taking photos of like sports or rugby.
No, at the time when I started, like I was still finding my niche. Yeah, so I was just basically watching any photographer on YouTube.
YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah,
just to learn about, because it's a
yeah,
really big thing as well. Like the topic is broad, and then you have to learn about the different lenses and the different settings on your camera, and
yeah.
it's
I'm still learning the different settings on my camera
true, because
itself.
you guys are always in like upgrading your equipment as well. And then like technology is just advancing, and then like AI comes in as well, and it has its part to play in technology too. So I think
Yes,
it's going to be a constant learning for all of us.
yeah, that's correct.
How has the experience been so far, like working with the Dabaris?
It's been really fun because one thing I enjoy with the Dabaris is that they allow us, they give us a lot of freedom to do what we want, and they always welcoming of our ideas of what type of content we should do, some new content. They always supporting us and whatever we need in terms of if we need to pull a player here and there to do this and that, or we need this time, and also like yeah, during the busy schedules, like they still give us time to go out there and shoot our content, collect our content, and all that. They always support our ideas, so it makes our job easier. Yeah, and they don't try to control how we create, like how creative we want to get. Like they allow us to be as creative as we want to
Ah,
be. Yeah,
that sounds like a really dream client to work with,
yeah,
and just
yeah,
someone
yeah.
who just gives you the free reign to be as creative as you can. They
Yeah.
obviously are benefiting from it. So it sounds like you guys are also managing like their social media in a way, or the content for them.
Yes, yes, yeah, that's correct. So that's sort of what we've also added into our business, like our services.
Hmm.
We manage social media content for our clients. Not like 100%, but just what we create for them, like the photos, the graphics. So they give us access to post that up whenever we want to post it up. um, Especially while it's still relevant. Like if they train today, we go take pictures and we post it up today. Yeah,
Yeah.
stuff like
So you
that.
guys do the lives, like the halftime score graphics and all of that, team lineups on game day, things like that.
Yep.
Ah, nice.
All of that.
It's good, but you guys don't actually manage like the social media, like do things like analytics and things like that. It's just creating the content
Yeah,
and
just
just
great.
posting, and they're responsible for whatever the like the feedback from all of that. Ah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
okay. So like you guys don't manage content, comments, and all of that.
No, not
Yeah,
really.
no, that would be like a hectic thing to do.
No,
It's how passionate supporters are.
very passionate.
What are some of the challenges that you've been facing while doing like as a sports photographer?
Um, challenges,
Because this
challenges.
is not your full time, like this is a side hustle. Yes, you still
Yes,
have a full time job.
yes, yes. So in terms of that, or just the
Either or. Yeah, let's talk about like how are you balancing that with your full time job?
okay. So well, the good thing is that with rugby like the Diesel Cup and that, the games are on the weekends, so it doesn't really clash with my work schedule because I don't work on the weekends. It's just weekdays. So
Even the traveling doesn't affect because you guys do away games as well.
yes, yes. So we usually travel, like the games on a Sunday, we travel on a Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just the return in. It's just the return trip. It's usually on Mondays. So that bit, like, I have to make up for it. Like if I come in, but the flights are in the morning. But it's just when they get delayed,
Mm.
because that's like typical of
That's another topic as well,
yeah, it's
mate.
typical of flights in PNG. So when they get delayed, and when I go into work, like if I go in after lunch or like that, then I have to make up for it. I just stay until like 7, 8 o'clock to cover for those hours that I missed, and then yeah, so we're good.
So you're just full on.
Yeah,
When the rugby season is on, it's just basically full on.
yeah. But it's like I love rugby as well, so that's like a bonus for me because I enjoy it. So I actually look forward to
Mm.
the season starting and all that. So it's like therapy for me.
Yeah. It's good
Yeah.
to it's good. I think that's what a niche is all about, eh? Like
Yeah.
you finding what you're really passionate about and just trying to I mean at that level, I don't think it's work anymore. It's just you having fun.
Oh yeah, it's fun, and especially like if it's the away games, yeah, when you get to travel out,
Yeah.
oh, that's like free
And
holiday,
they pay the client pays for the expenses,
and
yeah?
it's all expense paid.
Ah.
So, and they're actually one of the few, I think, probably one of the only teams that flies their media or
Okay.
photographer. Yeah, I haven't seen with the other teams that they don't fly the photographer or media person around with the team like to all
Mm.
their away games. So I was like, oh, I picked the right team.
There you go. More like they found you. You attracted the right team. What's I mean, like on that note, like you've have to, in order for you to get those kind of benefits, you've had to perform at the level that the clients expect. And what are some skills that you've learned, like working with clients, that help you to like really, what's the word, meet their expectations?
Some skills.
Like like client, how to create better relationships with the clients. What are some of the things like in terms of like communication or like punctuality? Like what are some of the in terms of like work ethic
Mm.
to work with a client like that who values your work, who gives you the freedom to be as creative as you want? What are some of the things that you have to do, some of the disciplines that you have to, or the attitudes or the characters that you have to become in order to keep or maintain a relationship like that?
Um,
Are you just a generally nice guy and everybody just wants to work with you?
like firstly, it's like putting out quality, quality because that's a representation of the teams. Being punctual is important as well because like when you're dealing with rugby teams, they have a schedule and they're not gonna wait for you. Everything moves in a strict time. The players they have to train on this day, they rest on this day. Everything moves with clockwork. So you have to be able to work with their time. Um,
Communicating with the clients, like you've never had any issues like communicating, like having conversations, like just talking, meeting with the clients?
yeah, with that, usually just when we were starting up, trying to understand the program and what's expected of us. And after we got that like out of the way, it's almost like a
Mm.
repeat.
Yeah.
Every weekend is a repeat. So we already know what to do, what's expected, and we just go push content, like put it out there. Yeah, but like the main expectation that they want from us is
They just want quality content from you, and you seem to be delivering it on all the time.
yeah. So like the main like thing we're trying to do is to put out to push out content that can pull sponsors.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the team, it's a product. The players, their products. We need to we need to use that. We need to use that in that way to put out content where that'll attract sponsors that would want to sponsor this kind of content, like player of the match
Mm-hmm.
or moment of the match, try of the match. We try to create those kind of content that to attract sponsors. Yeah.
Okay. And that in terms helps the team to grow and to become to meet all their goals.
Yes, exactly.
It's interesting. It's interesting that it's I think like it's really nice that for you it feels like everything is just systematic and everything is on schedule. So it's kind of like it's a routine thing. When did you guys think of pursuing like a team like the Hunters or the Kumuls? Was that something that was always in the back of your mind? Or as you guys were growing and doing creating work for the Dabaris, like that goal, when did you guys start to set those kind of goals?
I think probably after an year with the Central Dabaris, and then we started to have bigger goals. Like, you know, I mean, anyone would have bigger goals. Like, so probably back in 2020, after being an year with them, I was like, okay, but it wasn't really like a goal that we set that like with steps to get there. It was just something that we had at the back of our head,
It's
like
like an idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a dream.
Mhm.
Like we hope we get to reach that level one day. So and to do that, we just have to keep getting better at what we're doing now. Just keep and that was the best thing about working with the Dabaris. Like we were able to be flexible and do a lot and to show and to let me say like to practice and to try out different ideas, and if it worked, if it didn't work, it didn't matter because it was still good content. So yeah, but at the back of our mind we were like we're trying to impress, we're like everyone's watching, like because in the first year with the Dabaris we were able to grow their social media. We were able to help grow their social media from like 100 like followers on Facebook to about 19,000
Wow.
just in one
In one
year.
year.
Yeah,
Wow.
because it was just like content, post pictures like all the time. Yeah. So
True. Now that you think of it, I think you guys have been like the team has been the most consistent with their content in terms of game day,
yeah,
like just posting who and the player statistics and all of that.
yeah.
That's that's like a beast to do. So how do you guys do like how does that workflow flow? Like if you're doing, do you like get a photo on the day and then upload at halftime? How does that work?
For like the halftime scores.
Yeah, like if you're doing like a graphic or a photo shoot for and like to put like halftime. Do you guys do halftime stats and things like that? Yeah, how does that work?
We don't do halftime stats. We just do the scores.
Okay.
Like the scores. Because stats like if we were able to be supplied with the stats, we would be able to do it. Yeah, because that's like to
Okay.
collect those stats is not that's outside of our job. So but for like the halftime and the full time, like we already have the score card template like ready, and it's on the phone. We use like Pixar to just so I take the picture and then I just throw it on my phone and then slap on the graphics with the score and we post it.
So you're able to just connect your phone to your camera,
yes,
and
yes,
just get a
yes.
photo and just upload. Man, it's just like a really nice system that you have in place.
Yes.
It just makes the job really, really easy to do.
Yes, I think we were one of the first teams to post halftime, full time scores live, like on the day before the results came out on the official pages and all that. We already posted our full time and halftime, so that helped with content, with traffic as well. Because us being able to post before all the other platforms, the sites, that means that more people are sharing our. We even had like teams like if we played against this team, we even had their supporters sharing our post, from our page, the Central Dabaris page.
And that's just a good interaction for the Dabaris team. So I was going to ask, do you guys have like a content strategy or a content schedule, or are you just learning as you go? What, like, do you have a certain day that you post certain graphics or certain posts, or is it just go as you, you just go in with the flow?
Before when we started, we didn't have, we were still learning as we went along. So, but as of last year, we created a schedule. Yeah, so it goes in line with the team's schedule, the training days, when they actually know the team for that weekend. So it goes in line with the team schedule. So yeah, we do have a fixed schedule, and if there's anything like a sponsored event or something that comes up during the week, they notify us about it, so we're able to fit that into the schedule. Yeah.
Nice. So it's just seems like Dabaris were just the training ground for you to just make all those mistakes or just learn what works and what doesn't work, and you've created a really nice system for yourself. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Now, yeah, it's quite an accomplishment to, especially to work in an environment where everything is just systemized and scheduled. It just makes everything, and with the fact that you have a full-time job as well, like everything just aligning for you. So well done on that. It takes a lot of work to actually get everything in sync with that. So definitely, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
So how did you learn? How did you land or end up to become SB Hunters? One of the photographers. The photographer? Are you like the photographer or one of the photographers?
The photographer.
You're the
Yeah.
photographer, Ish,
Yeah.
mate. Well done for the SB Hunters and the PNG Kumuls and the Octavids.
Yes, recently with the PNG Kumuls and Hawkage as well. It's a contract basis. So we're like contracted by PNG RFL. So as long as that contract is still valid, then we're the photographer for
Mhm.
the Kumuls and the Hawkage as well.
So is that a 1 year contract?
It
Am I
started.
allowed to ask this question?
Yeah, it's fine. So we got a 3 year, 3. Sorry, that's a dream. 3 month contract on probation,
Mhm.
which that ended like this month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're looking to renew it, but we have to sit with them first.
Mm.
Yeah,
And the season's off as well,
the
so
season's
everybody
off as
is.
well. So
That's why I had to get you on the podcast because when the season's on, I won't be seeing you. I'll just see you through a social media post. Well, have you worked with the hunters this year?
yes, we
Mhm.
worked this year. It's our first season with them, so we worked with them through the whole season, all the home games.
All the home games. Are you doing Dabaris as well and SB Hunters, or have you let go of Dabaris?
No, we're still managing both.
Okay.
Yeah.
How has that experience been?
It's been really good because I don't like having off days. I'd say so.
You're
So
just in the thick of it, like just the momentum. Right? You're just
yeah,
riding that momentum.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we've been able to manage because the Dabaris, the digital cup games, the digital cup. Well, it's called the Digicel Exxon
Exxon
Mobil
Mobil
Cup
Cup.
now. Yeah. So the Digicel Exxon Mobil Cup games they're on Sundays, and the Hunters games are on Saturdays.
Mm.
So that's how we've been able to manage. Yeah. So we go do if the Hunters are coming home for the games, then we cover the games on Saturday, and we have to get the images to them on that same day because the next day we have the
That Dabaris
the
to do.
Dabaris.
What happens if the Dabaris are away and the hunters are home?
So that happened like twice when the birds were away and the hunters were home. Was able to fill in for me and
Okay.
cover those games.
It's nice. Everything is just falling into place and just working out. It's a good system, mate.
Yeah.
And then with the Kumuls, how has that experience been like? With the recent, was it the Pacific Cup?
Yes, the Pacific.
How was that experience like?
It was really something new. The thing is that it was a bit limiting because like especially for this one, the Pacific Championship, it's in the competition was mostly controlled by NRL. So they had their media guys as well here on the ground, and it was so we weren't like doing 100%
Mm.
of the media in terms of like the events and all that. And also like they had the programs on the weekdays, so that was a bit like tough for me.
Challenging for you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I couldn't go out to those ones. But we covered all the games, the matches, so that was good. Like that was a really good experience. And I think the other part of the experience was the supporters, seeing how the supporters react. Like it's different when you're on the field, like on the sidelines, and seeing how the supporters are reacting to the players and all the action. Like that was just something.
It's wild, eh?
It's
It gets wild.
It's wild.
Like I used to do I used to work with TV1 and we used to cover the game. So but I was inside like the control room, so
Okay.
I only see on the screens that I was allowed, but I could hear the crowds. But you're in the thick of things, so
Yeah.
how crazy was the crowd those games?
It's like it's just crazy. Like you see how they react to the players, especially the players coming from like NRL and all that. It's just crazy. They're like really passionate. You can see how passionate Papua New Guineans are about the rugby league when it comes to the Kumuls games, and even the prime minister's that that was just
Oh yeah.
yeah, because we
You covered that one
we
as well?
covered that one as well. So that was a sneak peek into the Kumuls.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we call them the Kumuls, but they're not the Kumuls when it's PM statin. It's just the PM statin side. Yeah. but it's the same faces you will
Yeah.
see. It's most of
People
them will
just
see.
just associate Kumuls with
Yeah.
anything that's PNG.
Anything that's PNG.
How did you find it, like meeting like all these players from the NRL? Did any of your favorite players come or not?
Oh yeah, especially from the Australian side.
It's always the Australian side.
Because I'm a huge Cowboys fan. So when I met the Cowboys players, that was next level feeling for me.
Was it hard to concentrate and to just get the job done, or was it like you have to be professional?
Oh no! When it's like when I'm on the job, it's sometimes I miss those opportunities to take like pictures with the players and all that. Like because I'm very professional when it comes to doing our job. Like we just because we need to get those pictures. We need to get those pictures. We need to get those moments, those tries. So sometimes I regret like, oh, I should have taken a picture with this guy. I should have met this guy. But then I was like, nah, it's okay. We're here to do our job and we need to do our job.
Did you get an opportunity to at least meet or chat with any of them?
I'm not really chat, but take a picture, yeah. But I was during like an off time, like free time that we had, and yeah, got to do that.
Nice. What were some of the responsibilities that you were given during like NRL hosted matches where the media team comes? What are some of the responsibilities that they gave you on those matches or on those game days?
So basically, to take pictures of mostly it was pictures and graphics. So
For the actual game day, not like anything else.
game day,
Yeah. Like on the day on the match, you were responsible for taking pictures of the match as it was being played.
yes, matches that was being played, the team in the training room getting ready, doing the stretches, any preparations on game day leading up to the actual match, the posting up the halftime scores, the full time scores, doing the graphics for that as well.
You guys did all of those, or you guys had to provide the content? You guys did those as well.
We did the graphics and we posted up as well.
Yeah, that's a really big gig. Yeah. Congratulations! It's a really big, good exposure. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
it's just the same thing that you've been doing with the Hunters and the Dabaris. It's just on a much grander scale. So the same systems that you've built in those, like in the Dabari matches, are the same things you implemented in the Kumuls games.
Yes. Trying to implement the same, but not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're still a bit limited. Not as much as with how we are with the Dabaris. With the Hunters, we just do photos. We just take photos for them and we just supply it, and we don't do anything else for them. Yeah, but with the Kumuls, we were given more room to do whatever we want, but we're just still limited within like the timing and all that. Yeah.
Okay. So you just had to learn to just adapt to the different schedules and just the different systems. And so you're doing this it's like a side business at the moment. It's not your main source of income. Are you planning to go full time, or are you happy with the way things are at the moment?
So we're planning on going full time. We're just not sure yet when. I think for us, it's we're probably looking at getting at least 3 like major clients on a contract basis, like a retainer or something like that, like full time. And then that would be like a safe spot for us to go full time. Yeah. So when that happens, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've set milestones that will help you to determine whether you can go full time or. But at the moment, you guys are just happy running at the system and just making it work for you guys. It's just improving it, eh?
Yeah, just improving.
One of the things about niches that I'm learning is that you have to say no. So how have you dealt with people who are not in the rugby space or in the sports space who message you and they'll be like, hey, can you come to our event and take a photo? Do you do other events or anything outside of that? Or are you strictly to, how do you manage your demand?
So like we have a pool of, photographers that we all know each other and all that. So when we have clients that are outside of like sports and all that come in, we send them to like our other photographer colleagues. That's if we're not like like I've gotten really picky because of being more interested in doing sports. So um, yeah, if we're not too busy, sometimes we take the clients. If not, we pass them along to other. We recommend to them like other
Mhm.
photographers who would be able to help them out.
That's allowed you to just really focus on what you actually enjoy doing.
Yes,
Because I think
yes,
a lot of people don't like to say no to work and to clients. Like they just like, they will say yes to everything and they have like a long list of
yeah,
services. But to meet someone like you who's very niched and like learning that you have to, not only have you built like a really good system and a big, really good schedule to keep that going, but you also have, I think, boundaries that you have set to really filter the kind of clients that you want to work with based on your time and your schedule. So, yeah. Do you have any advice to anybody who wants to niche or to find like who, like, let's say they're a photographer and they're doing like so many things and they want to narrow it down? Do you have any advice for them?
I'd probably be the worst person to give an advice on, because it took me so long to actually find my niche.
Mm.
I was doing a lot of things because I started like I picked up a camera in 2013, 14, and then I've been shooting since then up until 2019. I started doing sports, but I still didn't.
Like it wasn't a like decisive thing. You didn't
Yeah,
like, this is it now. This is what I'm gonna do.
yeah. So I was still doing all these other things back in 2019. Even when I started doing sports, I didn't identify it as my niche yet. So we were still doing a lot, and it was probably just last year that I started to really realize that, okay, I'm actually enjoying this more than all the other photography that I'm doing, and it starts to become like easier, and you enjoy it more, and it doesn't become stressful for you and all that. Like that's when you kind of feel that it's your niche, and you become so good at it, at that specific type of photography, and that's when you know that, okay, I think this is my niche. Yeah,
It has to be lucrative as well, right? Like you have to be making some good
yeah,
money
you
from it as well.
you have to find one that's you're gonna make, like, because gear is expensive.
Mhm.
Gear is expensive. Software licenses are expensive,
And then
and
our currency is like not
yeah,
doing well. So,
and then the time that you're gonna put into
mm.
learning that specific type of photography, like you have to be compensated for that as well. So if you're gonna find a niche, you have to at least find one that's gonna be, it'll compensate you as well and be able to support you. Um, you can have an interest outside of your niche that you can do the passion projects, um, but otherwise your niche should be something that would really help you pay the bills, I guess.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Like something I've been interested in apart from sports is like underwater photography.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
but then I have a fear of like
Oh,
the you know the deep
the deep sea.
the deep sea, so I have to overcome that
Yeah, that's
fear
where the
first.
sharks live, bro. And the big giant octopuses and everything else. The lost
Yeah.
city of Atlantis is down there as well. So Aquaman lives there. It's good to hear that, even though you think that it's not good advice, it's actually great advice because I think that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to find our one thing. And without realizing that we need to actually try certain things and try different styles and in order for us to understand, just like how you've built your system and your schedule by just trial and error, I think finding your niche is the same thing. And then landing your dream clients and all of that. I think the most important thing is to find clarity, is to get really clear about what it is that you want to do, what it is that you're passionate about, and what it is that is lucrative and that is sustaining you, not only like monetary wise, but also like fulfillment and purpose wise. Hey, because at the end of the day, as creatives, we're people who want to enjoy what we create. We take pleasure in
Mm.
creating this art that we are doing, and so it's good to know that because I know that a lot of people are struggling to find the niche, and for you to say like, oh, I didn't even figure it out, I didn't even know what it was, I just like went along with it, and then it just became something that was very clear to me and obvious for me to just pursue. So it's good to know that you got, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to resonate with that. You may not know it now, but they definitely, a lot of people definitely going to resonate, especially in the days where like there's so many photographers now, so many videographers, like everybody's doing the same thing. I think that we're going to see a lot of people start to really niche and find that little pie that they want to excel in, and then we're going to be starting to see so many specialists coming up. So I think you're one of the ones who start. I think it's only you and I think Daniel, the food photographer, that I know who are really like niche people who know. Like Daniel, the food photographer, just takes photos of food, and now he's the food industry's photographer. Yeah. Now you're doing sports photography. You're becoming like the rugby photographer. So if other people, I don't know what they're passionate about, but I'm pretty sure there's a sector of the industry that they can just zone in on and just take care of. Because it's benefited you so far, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, there's also others who've already like they found a niche that I've noticed. Like you have Daniel Walla, he does really nice portraits.
Yes.
You have Augustine as well that does portraits. Like in sports, apart from myself, there's Pillai Pixa, he does rugby and sports as well. So yeah, it's good to actually like see other photographers that have found their niche and are just honing their skills in that area. Yeah.
What would be your advice to other photographers who want to come on to cover like rugby? What are some of the things that they need to be aware of? Like what's expected of them?
Firstly, you need to understand the game. Yeah, that's the most important thing. You need to understand the game, the flow of the game, the rules of the game, because everything's happening so fast, and mostly you need to anticipate something before it actually happens. So you need to already know that this guy is going to pass the ball there, or they're going to come and score on this corner and all that. So you need to read the plays. So being in rugby for a while now, like sometimes you already know that they're going to score on this side. They're going to build a play on that side, and then they're going to bring the ball back to this side and they're going to score. All this kind of things. So you need to understand the game. You need to have the right gear. In sports, you need to have the right gear. Especially for rugby, you need a fast camera. Yeah. And you need a telephoto lens. But when I started, I didn't have one. Actually, I did have one. Yeah, no, I did have one. That was a really good investment that I did. Yeah, so I had the camera. I started with the ATD, and then it came with the kit lens. And then that was like the biggest investment that I did. I spent like $3,000.
Wow.
On this 600 millimeter lens, Sigma. I was like, I just took a big risk, and I said, I'm just gonna buy this lens and then force myself into this market. So I did that. I bought that lens. That was an investment that I did, and then I just.
How long ago was this?
That was in 2019 when I started.
When you actually started.
Yeah, when I actually started. So I bought that lens, and then I just showed up at the field, and then that's it. Yeah, so everything kind of worked out well for me there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to know that you made the right decisions early on, and now you're kind of just paying for it. What are some of your goals for the future now?
I'd say to be able to cover the Kumuls, like international games as well. Yeah, to cover the team's international games, and maybe also to cover the PNG team taking part in either the Commonwealth Games or the Olympic Games. Yeah, those are like the next step.
Wow, that's like international sports
sports events.
Wow, those are good. Well, just seeing how fast you've grown from just Dabaris to now the Hunters into the Kumuls, I'm sure in a matter of years. So very soon I see that we're going to see your watermark on all those big. So keep doing what you're doing. I'm very proud to just call you like a friend. You've done so well. It's good. And this is just the beginning. And I'm very excited to see what else is coming your way. Yeah, I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap up here. Thank you, Trevor, for making the time and coming out of your very busy season that's over for me to interview. And I'm pretty sure a lot of photographers will relate and resonate with a lot of what you've said. And I'm happy to like give this opportunity for you guys. I think when I started my artist features, they were all just digital artists. And now I have the opportunity to like interview like you guys, photographers and videographers and so many other art forms. And for you guys to just reveal what are some of the things that you go through or you've been through to get to where you are now. And I'm sure a lot of your followers would appreciate you taking the time to discuss this with me, them, us, all of us. Anyway, thank you so much. If you've joined us and listened to us or watched us this far, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe to any of the videos. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Castbox. And yeah, we're also on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much for listening and for supporting us so far. And thank you, Trevor, for being here once again. Okay, I'm rambling. Anyway, to all my fellow creatives, dream big, embrace your weird, and remember, all things are possible through those who believe. I'm Shawk23, Aparua.